And then hitting in the fan. Oh, hello. Dome Periscope.
Down Periscope, released in 1996 and is directed by David S. Ward, who has directed probably one of the greatest comedies of all time in Major League, and then also Major League 2. Unfortunately. But he's also known for his screenwriting. He has written some amazing films like The Sting and The Mask of Zorro from 1998. A lot of people forget about that amazing swashbuckling film. And this film stars Kelsey Grammer, Lauren Hall, Harry Dean Stanton, Rip Torn, Bruce Dern, Harlan Williams, and Rob Schneider. Every time I think of Rob Schneider, I have to think of that South Park episode where they just make fun of him the entire time. Rob Schneider today is a carrot. Rob Schneider, ba-dip-a-dip-a. And another fun piece of trivia about me, when I was growing up in middle school, I was told that I looked like Harlan Williams. And I didn't see it back then either, but they kept calling me Fish because of his character in Half-Baked. I don't know. And I'm reviewing this movie today because it's my first recommendation from my coworker Kristen Weissner, who comes in all the time talking about how much she loves this movie and desperately wants me to watch it. So without further ado, here we go. Thank you very much, Kristen. Let's get into it. Lieutenant Commander Thomas Dodge is being considered for his own command of a submarine in the U.S. Navy. However, he is reckless and a lot of the commanders do not trust him fully. So to have Dodge prove himself, they set up a series of war games for Dodge to complete in order for him to be considered for his own submarine. It's a very simple premise for a very simple movie. Now, I have definitely seen parts of this movie. I've never seen it all the way through, but this film, you could always see it on TNT, USA Network, at like Saturday or Sunday, like early morning. It's just one of those safe, basic, family-friendly films that's only an hour and a half long and is not realistic when it comes to the Navy at all. But when you look at who's directing this film, that's what you kind of have to go into this film knowing. If you approach this movie watching it with the lens that you have when you go to see a movie like Major League, you're gonna have a good time. And I was a little hesitant at first. I was like, Kristen, why the hell are you making me watch something that's like one of those scary movie things? Like epic movie, date movie that's shitty genre. But no, this one is definitely a satire. It's definitely a parody of like those old classic war submarine films. It has its laughs, it has some great jokes, it has a lot of just like kind of jokes. But there is a meaty story that you can sink your teeth in here. Lieutenant Commander Dodge has given 20 years of his life to the Naval Academy, and he still has yet to get his own command of a submarine. And for whatever reason, if he doesn't get this one, he's out of the running altogether. I'm not sure, but it gives us kind of a ticking clock here. And you definitely feel for the guy. If I were to give 20 years of my life to something that wasn't going anywhere, yeah, I'd be pissed off too. And then in order for him to prove himself, he has to do so on probably the shittiest submarine that you've ever seen. Well, it's a bucket of bolts, if I may say so. It's a terrible Kelsey Grammer. I mean, this contest, this war games that he has set up is designed for him to fail. He's driving an old, like, diesel engine submarine going up against all these brand new nuclear submarines. Oh, we just want to see if you can get past them, Dodge. That is a pretty good Rip Torn. And Rip Torn's character, he is the one commander who believes in him, who is trying to motivate Kelsey Grammer in completing this mission. Damn it, Dodge! Think of yourself like a pirate! It's actually a pretty easy voice to pull off. Just think of yourself as drunk, and then you had a stroke, and you can only speak out of your right side. Ah! And I like Kelsey Grammer in this role. Typically, I don't see Kelsey Grammer in any type of leading man, other than, of course, his role on Frasier, which is basically what he's known for. But I always see him as a side character, so it's strange to see him as a lead character in this film, but this type of film, I think, works for him. He has some clout, he has some gravitas that brings a little seriousness to this comedy. If they would have gotten a more silly, comedic actor to portray Dodge, this movie probably would have ended up in like the scary movie realm, or Major League 2. Major League 2 is one of those few movies that I watched the first 5 minutes and like, I have to turn this off. I can't take any more. God damn it, David Ward. You gave us a great movie with Major League, and then you followed up with Major League 2. And Grammer is surrounded by a pretty decent supporting cast. Lauren Holly, who I will always remember as Mary Swanson. Look at the briefcase, see if it's on there. Oh yeah! Samsonite! I was way off. She has a nice little arc here too, where she is basically a woman in a man's world. At least a man's world back in the 1990s. So she has to put up with all of this sexual harassment comments that are being said by the male crew members. And I'm just thinking to myself, you know, back in the 90s, growing up, I probably would have thought this would have been funny. But nowadays, with, you know, the Me Too movement and everything like that, watching these comments and these jokes, they're cringeworthy. Dude, you do not say that to a woman. Like, ever. But she dishes it right back, and she ends up having a great little story arc here. Rob Schneider is in this movie. Typical Rob Schneider, supporting character. Over the top, he is anxious and gets angry a lot for no apparent reason. Yes, Dodge is going against command, but that's kind of the operation that they're running. And then we have Rob Schneider, who is by the book, and then they do a little pirate thing, and he's freaking out! You go with it, and you just think, well, just go back to SNL, please. Or back to any Adam Sandler comedy ever. With the technical aspect of this movie, it's very... You can tell it's low budget. It feels like a made-for-TV movie, as is evident by some of the exterior shots that we get of a submarine. I don't even know if it's a professional camera that they're using. I feel like someone just took like one of those old crappy like Sears bought VHS recording video cameras and just flew in a helicopter one day over a submarine that they did not get permission to film. Like, dude, come on, we gotta get this shot. We gotta get this shot before the Navy catches us. It looks pretty bush league, but you just go with it. Because like I said, this film is just fun. It's nice. The best word for it is cute. This film is just adorable. My reaction to it is like looking at a tiny little dog that thinks it's like a big pit bull, and you just go, aww. But this film knows that. It knows what it is, and it doesn't try to be anything more, which I absolutely respect. And in the end, I'd say Down Periscope is a pretty nice, fun, cute time. It's nothing to freak out over. It's nothing revolutionary, but it's just a fun hour-and-a-half ride. Does it belong on a big screen? No, probably not. This definitely belongs on TNT, USA Network, just on your basic cable every morning on Saturday and Sunday. But I definitely had a good time with this movie, so I'm gonna give Down Periscope 3 out of 5 Blu-rays.
Not exactly what I had in mind, but not bad.
Thank you very much, Kristen, for being my first recommendation. And please, anyone else out there who has any recommendations for any movie that maybe I have, or if I have access to, I will definitely take your recommendations, and I'll give you a shout out here on the channel. But please pick a movie that I would be able to have access to. It was really difficult finding a copy of Down Periscope because it's out of print. I went everywhere. Resale shops, FYE, Target, Meijer, Walmart. No one had it. Saying it'd be like in the cheap, like $3 bin at Walmart or something. And then finally come to find out, no, it's out of print. And if you go on Amazon, it's like 84 bucks. And as fun as this movie was, not worth $84. So please, again, if you are recommending something, please pick something that I could have access to, whether it's on Amazon, Netflix, or in physical copy. All right, everyone, now comes my favorite part in my videos where I randomly select which movie I'm watching next. So let's take a look. Oh boy, he told me enough. He told me you killed him.
No, I am your father.
No, that's not true. It's impossible! The Empire Strikes Back, or if you're a newbie to Star Wars, it's Star Wars Episode 5, Empire Strikes Back. One of the few Star Wars films that has no controversy to it at all. Unlike the prequels, unlike the New Regime, where you have both sides of the coin saying, I like them, I hated them, this is the best Star Wars, this is the worst Star Wars. Everyone can basically agree that Empire Strikes Back is the greatest Star Wars film out there. And I will happily admit that. Is it my favorite? No, Return of the Jedi takes that cake. But in terms of quality of the film, yeah, Empire is the best Star Wars film. It gave us Yoda. So why not? Let's watch Empire Strikes Back, and we'll do it next time. So everyone, have you seen Down Periscope? What did you think about it? Or if you've never seen it before, you stumbled across it because of this video, please comment below, let me know what you thought about it. And when you're done commenting, please like and subscribe to my channel so you know the next time I post my next movie review. So everyone, I will see you next time with The Empire Strikes Back. So in the meantime, be well, be good to each other, and go watch a movie. Take care, guys.